Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, game 2 now of NoPangolier versus Virtus.pro, and it's certainly going to be another game where we are going to see NoPangolier get very tested, as there is a lot of scary heroes on VP. They got a Ramses Terrorblade, they got a No One Invoker. This one is going to be the difficulty set up to 11 for NoPangolier. Yep,
they've got a lot of heroes that they really like to play. I mean, they've got their TB. They've got a TB with so much amplification, like Pano was saying. Bloodlust. Alacrity, even a weave thrown on top, so he hits even harder and he's even tankier. It's
tough. I mean,
tough.
Looking at sort of the draft that NoPangolier have, what do you think the sort of idea is in mind? Like, what are they looking to get done that's going to be really good against the lineup of Virtus.pro?
I mean, we had said it a lot at TI, right? People were always like looking and they're like, what's the way so you can match a Terrorblade into the later stages of the game, and most of the people were saying it's Arc Warden, right? A lot of the teams even like had picked it. We saw OG do it, and they actually went for like the double Necro book, and we saw some. I mean, that was Thompson. Thompson's a bit of a madman, right?
He's a bit of a different kind of player.
He definitely is. He has his own takes, but I think they're just trying to have a lineup that can be able to take fights always with their team fight that they secure with the Phoenix Centaur at the start, and then if their team fights aren't perfect, they have something to rely on. The Arc Warden can get to the point where he can. In theory, can fight versus Terrorblade, but it's not just a Terrorblade. It's Terrorblade who's really buffed up. No. That's the difference.
And I feel like we've seen a lot of times in games recently, the problem with the Terrorblade is that even when you have sort of a good lane against him, he's always going to be able to catch up. You know, he can resort with the Conjure Image into the jungle, and like, how do you sort of respond to that? Do they have the right heroes that are going to be able to invade the jungle at that pace of the game, NoPangolier, and slow down a Terrorblade that may have got slowed down in the laning stage, but is able to sort of make that incredibly strong recovery?
It's going to be a lot depending on how the lanes go, how much the Centaur is able to get. I feel like a lot of the time, for me at least, it's like how good of a pace can Ghost to get so he can get these like Blink Daggers for this team, because he seems to be so crucial for them. As we will have the Arc Warden in the mid lane versus that Invoker. So that matchup, I think he goes, you can go your Forge Spirit, and you can make sure you remove the Flux off yourself constantly. You just tap yourself with your Spirit. Don't have to worry about that chase down, but can be a bit of a tough one for Invoker. But that being said, it's No One. No One doesn't have too many tough matchups, and they are already setting themselves up, at least at the start, just to contest the rune with 3 heroes, and this is scary. Tiny Dazzle Ogre. That is something that you cannot even go near if you're NoPangolier.
You can't hurt these heroes.
We look at their heroes. I mean, they have a Phoenix and a Willow support. These 2 heroes are not the strongest at level 1. They take time before they start to get their power. Poison touch already. Slayer. Gonna just get poked out constantly. Gonna have to maybe have to use the dive. They're keeping that poison on. The decrep is just long enough. So doesn't have to use the dive. Able to save the skill point if he has to go for Fire Spirits to be able to actually be a laning hero that can do stuff.
Certainly does take quite a bit of a beating, that. It's a lot of damage indeed, and VP, as we're seeing, with that sort of push away, will be able to secure themselves the bottom 2 runes. But at the same time, NoPangolier, they'll be able to claim themselves both up on the top half of the map.
I actually, it took me a second to notice that. It's a core ogre. Roger's playing the tiny.
The tiny's the core. Hang on. Indeed, the core ogre. We've seen people tease around with this.
Yeah, and we're seeing people really tease around more with the tiny support. It seems to be very, very strong, just what he's able to do. Roger, yesterday, I believe it was, had an excellent game versus a Clinks. He just kept tossing this Clinks backwards, and this Clinks had no game, pretty much. See how much pressure that he can put on.
And I'll be interested to see how this mid lane goes, because obviously last time round we saw Sailor in the mid lane, and No One, he did kind of break the Necrophos. It was never really an easy game for Sailor. It took a long time to recover. Top lane Ramsey's actually getting harassed pretty hard. He's able to turn it deep with the Metamorphosis. Doesn't get that last touch on those, so Zayats will survive. But yeah, in this mid lane, you've got Naive there now. And I think in terms of sort of core performance, we've just seen Naive consistently have good games. So I'm looking forward to see how this sort of fares, you know, this Arc Warden versus Invoker, when it's a No One Invoker and a Naive Arc Warden. Because I think Naive, I don't think he's going to do too bad if sort of his previous performances are anything to go by.
No, I mean, he should have a pretty good time in this lane. I'm not the biggest Arc Warden. Like, I don't really know. I'm not like that great at the hero or anything. Don't know the craziest amount. But Zayats is actually going to die here for one more click. The mid matchup, I think Arc Warden does win it, but once levels start get up, Invoker's able to catch up.
And bottom? Yeah, so this core Ogre trying to farm up against the core Sailor Pugna.
It's double ranged for NoPangolier, but these are some of the biggest bruisers there are in the early game currently. The Tiny as well as that Ogre, not really caring about these little pokes that come through. This damage doesn't really do too much until they start getting levels in that Pugna. Solo. Stepping pretty far here. Wants to grab his boots, will get them, and we'll be able to skitter out of there.
We're seeing in the CS, the bottom lane Sailor is certainly where the biggest struggle is. He's only got one last hit at the moment, 2 minutes in. And he's getting gone on a bit here by Pasha, but unable, even with the blasters, it seems to be able to find the farm.
He's Ogre. Look at him. Doesn't care. They're going to try to go for the Pugna here with the extra damage. Toss.
They're hunting.
The tree
Can
toss.
they find him? He's cutting his way through the trees. They won't see the Pugna. They will get their eyes on Slayer, but Slayer's able to dive away before Fire Blast comes out from Pasha.
He is not healthy, though, on this Pugna, though. It instantly gets hit by double spell. The Decrep's going to hurt a bit, too, because of that Ignite.
Frodget, can he find the Avalanche here? He's coming in at the same time. We are going to see Ghostic get the kill onto Ramses. Roger does get Sailor, and Solo will be able to bring down Ghostic in response, but Solo may lose his life too. Zayats, he's going to be able to get the touch. Isn't quite enough, though, so Solo will survive. So kills on both of those lanes with each respective core going down, but obviously Ramses, he's certainly in the not as bad position. And yeah, he's actually got farm. He's 15 last hits on this top lane. Bottom lane, still on 1 CS.
I mean, the Tiny, right, with the tree. Look at these denies coming out from the side of the Tiny and the Ogre. 7 denies Tiny, 5 denies Ogre.
Oh, he's got 2.
He's got 2 now?
He's got 2.
I mean, that's painful.
It's a tough lane for Sailor. He's struggling. We saw him struggling in the mid lane in game 1. He's struggling in the safe lane here in game 2. As talking about the mid lane, Naive and No One pretty much matched on farm between the two of them. I think this is, as you say, you know, the Arc Warden can potentially do better, but this is, you know, No One just being the crazy Invoker player that he is, able to make sure that the matchups looks even.
And once you get, I mean, like you're saying, once you get levels, you use your Tornado to get some last hits too. He's actually just gone for the pure Quas Swex. That's okay. He just wants to really be making plays constantly, not even getting any extra points in Exort for the lane, just so he can be making plays while, you know, Terribly gets all the farm in the world.
They found Solo. He is going to get the chance to burst the heal, and in fact with the Shallow Grave, he's able to turn. Ghostic, he's the one in trouble as there's the damage from Ramses with the Metamorph. Zayats does get the final touch to get Solo. But again, this is all good for VP, getting kills for Ramses, getting Ghostic out of the lane on his Centaur. And bottom lane, yeah, Sailor now with the levels. He's catching back up now. He's got the better blast. Level 3 on him. 2 points in the Nether Blast to secure those CS.
But 14 denies between these two VP heroes. They're going to be getting quite an experience advantage down here. Not currently, though, actually. They're doing pretty decent at splitting it up on the heroes of NoPangolier, as the 5-minute bounty is coming up. Roger will at least get one of them, but Slayer does at least steal away the other. As it looks, it's 3 for NoPangolier.
Yeah, they're going to be able to secure the top 2 here. NoPangolier, Zayats takes 1. There is still that other one there. Solo's going to start battling a bit with Zayats, but quick Shadow Realm will mean that the hits can't be there for Solo to continue to reapply the Poison Touch. He gets himself back over to his half of the map and gets that bounty ring.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, this Dazzle is just so strong in lane now with this new item build that you can go. You get that Blightstone, your Poison Touch is so much damage. Throw a Terrorblade on top, and you're a Centaur Willow. Your armor is very low as Naive. They get him.
They get that toss back into the Tornado. EMP combo. Naive trying to retreat, but the tree toss comes in from Roger. Finishes off the kill, and a successful rotation is made. No One being given more fortune in this middle lane, as he'll really be able to start breaking away in this 1v1.
Look at this. He's just down to 0 armor. The Poison Touch just keeps getting reapplied, reapplied, reapplied. Will he be able to juke
Solo
it out?
wants this.
Solo graves himself for the last touch.
And he's got it. And he's going to get out as well. He's got the other Shadow Realm hit. Not quite enough, but that right click will be. So Zayats gets him.
Ramses body blocked him a bit there.
Or mid lane, the rotation in turn now from NoPangolier comes through, and they get the kill on No One. Slayer making sure that Naive can get a bit of revenge onto the Invoker, and they successfully do so.
Action all around. 10 kills, 6 minutes. Roger
easiest
will
kill
find himself one
of his life.
Oh, and a regen.
Oh, I'll take that too.
And now he's got his Soul Ring too, so he can constantly be making these moves around the map, putting pressure on it. The mid lane, he can set up kills constantly for the Invoker.
Yeah, he not only he there, you've got Solo there as well. They are certainly ready to find some action onto Naive. They're not happy that he just got away with getting the kill onto their Invokers. There's the setup. Tornado, cold snap, EMP. Roger comes in with a combo. Naive will fall. And the kill going no one's way as well. So more money to the Invoker. And the matchup where we are really seeing both teams start to look towards that mid lane and try to set each other's mids up for success.
Feels so scary that this Tiny can just literally sit mid and do that again once you rotate. He doesn't have to move from here because bottom Ogre is like, I'm versus a Pugna, I'm an Ogre. I'm gotta do excellent down here. I have 29 last hits to a 12 of the Pugna.
This Ogre's fat.
And look at this, he's porting in mid again. He's got level 6, he's got the Tempest double. But Roger is staying near that mid. Slayer.
Ooh.
Oh, the multis. Slayer commits forward here. They're looking for no one.
Ooh. They got him. The regeneration isn't enough. The spooky ghost.
Can he outrun it?
Oh, it's gonna get him. Run.
It's got him.
Guys.
That's a lot of gold.
Yeah. 500 gold. 525 to be precise. As Roger, he'll go for the TP out. Does make it away, but yeah, that's a great bit of bonus there for Naive. And that 500 gold is considered about 500 gold ahead of no one now.
I like that Slayer recognized that he's like, I actually just can't help bottom. This Ogre is too much of a problem for my Pugna, who's bottom 3 net worth. I'm going to focus on mid, make sure Naive, who is our winning, we picked this Arc Warden as our winning hero. I have to make sure that he can't just get chain killed by this tiny rotation.
Ghost Stick. It's getting going on again. Poison Touch, and Ramsey's committing with Metamorphosis. Ghosty goes for the quick stun onto Dazzle. He's got backup coming in. They're looking to turn this one around and find some kills themselves. They've even brought Naive in for this one as Solo goes for the self-grave. The Flux is down onto Ramsey. Ramsey's TPing out. If they've got the damage to kill him, they have. With the Tempest double, they'll find Ramsey's. They'll get Solo as well. As Solo ticks out, Zayats gets the double kill. Bottom lane, Pasha looking to dive in and find Sailor, but the Dukes are successful. The Sailor gets himself away behind the trees. But we're seeing, I'm telling you, Naive, this guy keep hollering on about. He just plays well in mid. He's making these early moves.
He died twice, and now look at him, up on that net worth. Yeah, clever rotation coming in there toward that top lane.
Yep.
Roger wants to make a solution happen
here. I think, VP are starting to realize, this is the guy that we've really got to do something about. We cannot let him have a good start to the game. They'll set up on mid. Stampede is there. Naive, is he going to be able to run himself away in time? The tree throw comes in. Naive's still alive for now. Can they find him? He's in the trees. Naive, has he got any sort of backup? He doesn't. The fear, it couldn't quite come in time. They may get kills in response to this as VP have dove pretty deep, and it looks like they certainly will as no one gets taken down. Roger falls as well. Zayats, he's picked up the 6th kill this game for himself at 9.5 minutes in, as they may have lost Naive, but I think sort of the tunnel vision there from VP, as I say, they're like, we've got to kill Naive. We've got to kill this Arc Warden. They open themselves up to be rotated on just like that by NoPangolier.
I think you make Pango I think you make your Pugna your support now, and you really make this Willow your core. Look at this game that he's having already.
Yeah, absolutely. Second highest net worth on their team. And he's up there competing with the big boys on VP. Zayats is just getting so much gold out of this.
He can actually threaten too. Like the magic damage that comes through, he can threaten onto a Terrorblade in a lot of situations. Solo. He's getting stalked here. Zayats, he knows there's no TP.
Of course, with the Bedlam, there's more than enough damage. He has got a Grave, but Solo, no way of getting away from this. He's healing himself up a little bit. One more touch Zayats needs. Solo's trying his best with the Dukes.
He's buying time.
Making them work for it. They're hunting. Weave comes out. Solo. There we go. They see him. They do get him. And Zayats, of course, getting Zayats 7 kills so far on this Dark Willow. He's having a wonderful game. He is absolutely loving life right now. 7-1-1 on this Dark Willow.
And now Ramsey's just going to jungle for a bit, but he's a Terrorblade, so this is not really that bad.
He's going to make the recovery. You can absolutely be sure that in 5 minutes' time he's going to be at the top of the net worth, unless NoPangolier are able to get into the jungle. With this Dark Willow in a pretty good place, I mean, he could get in and do a lot about that. Bottom lane, Sailor's getting dove upon Roger and Pasha quick with a burst. Zayats comes in with a TP. Here he comes. Here comes the real core of the side as Roger gets taken down. Zayats, he'll find one same time up top. Ghostic was able to get the rundown on Solo with the use of that Stampede. They're making so much work in NoPangolier. Supernova's going to be popped out as well. They want this core kill on 9 Pasha. And of course, Zayats, he's going to be the one to take it. 11 minutes in. He is godlike on the Dark Willow.
God, he has a full Spirit Vessel finish. He's top net worth in the game. This man.
Top lane Ghostic does get taken down by Ramses, but this Willow is popping off quite like something. I mean, I feel like one of the weaknesses that sometimes said about the Willow is laning stage doesn't really, you know, he can be a little bit weak at the early levels, but he has just propelled himself perfectly. Sure, there's been a few situations where he's been fortunate to get the last touch on heroes, but still, nonetheless, he has been having a great time. It's opening up space for Naive. He's got a cracking time on his Midas that he's been working with for about a good few seconds or so. I mean, NoPangolier. They've got a lot to show for themselves here, and they're certainly doing it. Zayats, Dark Willow.
I mean, their Pugna's not really a hero, though.
I mean,
he is
you
bottom
have to prioritize
net worth.
Yeah,
definitely.
You got to get that Pugna. It's time to buy the wards, sir. The Solo dying a lot this game. 7 deaths on Solo so far.
Half of them for his team. This is wild. This is such a wild game already.
Zayats, I mean, Zayats
you
is
said
terrifying.
It, but you said it. He has to be the one to invade the jungle. Look at him.
Spirit
He's level
Vessel.
9. This is a level 8 Terrorblade.
He's got 3 charges on his Spirit Vessel at 30 minutes in. I mean, he's looking for kill after kill. The Cursed Crown. I mean, it's Zayats he is.
Follow this man. The camera just can't put the camera on this man.
This is the Zayats highlight reel. This game, so far at least 10 kills on the Dark Willow.
This man is a specialist of his certain heroes, right? His Chain Protector got respect banned first right away by VP. Now look at this Willow performance so far.
Oh, Naive getting gone on, but look who's here. Zayats turns up, but Fear won't save Naive though. Naive will die from the damage over time from Pasha. They commit a Supernova as well. Does get the root onto no one. Might chase for more, does juke out the Tornado.
Uh-oh.
They're coming back over this. Zayats is low on mana. It's Pasha, no one, and Roger looking for him. We've got to come down, Zayats. He's got the Bedlam, and in fact, no one's sort of having to run away from this. There's a lot of members of VP, but they're dove pretty deep. They will kill Zayats.
Solo gets the last hit, though. All that gold onto a Dazzle.
And now they're going to lose some heroes themselves. Roger tries for the TP. Who stomps there to cancel it as Roger will fall. They threw a lot in to kill that Willow, and as you say, not really opportune that they gave it up to Solo getting the last touch. Pasha also falls. So again, NoPangolier taking the favorable trades.
But they get the kill. That is a big chunk of money either way. And even if it's on Solo, they have to get rid of that kill streak. I mean, they want it on one of the cores, honestly, but...
Bottom lane, Zayats
gets tornadoed.
He is starting to play around with them again. Stampede will be used to keep the distance. As indeed the Tornado Ice Wall being used there by no one in an attempt to hold down Zayats. And it is this Zayats here on his own, so he's retreating. No one keeps him at bay, allowing the space for Ramses to take the tier 1 tower bottom.
Again, going to be going for the drums build since he's feeling like he can't just like freely jungle with like a Yasha. He wants to get some type of stats so he can at least join in. Ramses still does join a lot as this Terrorblade. Solo.
Oh, Solo, not again. The 8th death here for the poor old Dazzle.
He's just trying to get vision.
Struggling.
He's been walking just trying to get vision desperately for his team.
Naive farming just as much as he'd hoped to at this stage of the game. 15 minutes, top net worth. He's nearly got the Maelstrom on top of the Midas. He's hitting all the item timings that he needs to. And this is an Arc Warden that sort of began the game and stood his own against the no-one Invoker. So really impressive stuff here from Naive. And just 15 minutes in. VP, they do have a 2k gold advantage.
I think it's important for NoPangolier, at least in particular the Pugna, to just really try to make sure he's always pushing lanes out and getting on top of towers. Even if he might die, at this point, he's bottom 3. Like, he's a support on this Pugna. So his deaths won't give up that much. But he wants to be able to get some more map control. They want to be able to get those invasive plays to try to make sure they can pressure this Terrorblade so he can't just farm the triangle in particular. But Ramses is getting away with that for the time being.
Yeah, he certainly is. On par with no one's farm. That's top lane. So let's charge in onto Roger. Roger's got the toss back and the avalanche, but with the Bedlam, the Shadow Realm, all the magical damage coming into play, they'll be able to bring down the Tiny.
Haste on no one.
Can he set up something? Ghost is going to be the focus. Cold Snap, Tornado, Supernova is going to be down, so no one and Pasha have to be a bit careful. They are going to look to take down the egg. The fear's going to be there, saving the egg. Zayat keeping the fight going in favor of NoPangolier as Pasha getting sunraid. The Curse Crown comes into play. Grave does come out, but Zayat, he knows that. He goes for the Shadow Realm hit onto Solo, so he gets the dazzle. Pasha running himself away, but he'll tick out as Zayat, he's playing around with all of them. No one's trying to turn with the Cold Snap. He'll throw the Deafening Blast, but there's another Curse Crown out. No one has to be careful. He backs off. Ramses does chase, but Ghostic, the backup's there. Jump in with a Who Stomp, holds back Ramses. Zayat's still alive for now. No one hunting forward, seeing if he can get the catch on to Ghostic. He's got the Cold Snap. Spirit Vessel 2, Ramses committing the Metamorphosis to make sure that they have the damage to find the Centaur, and they will do so. But that certainly could have gone a whole lot worse for NoPangolier if Zayat wasn't ready to make those plays once again.
Yeah, get perfect fear coming in to save that egg, get themselves a couple kills. They've also bought some time now for the Pugna to get a little bit of farm, take that way up toward that net worth, and also Naive farming that entire time on the Arc Warden.
Absolutely crazy.
36 kills in 17 minutes.
Yes, it's been a crazy game.
Oh, man.
Some great Dota so far today, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Maincast Autumn Brawl in this grand finals. We had a fantastic game on between both teams. As you can see, of course, at the top, you missed it. VP were able to take it, but around the 70-minute mark, a true epic between these two sides. And now in this game, too, the beginnings of another game that absolutely could go either way.
Roger's looking to prioritize now to farm up his Blink Dagger a bit, being able to push out some lanes. They're waiting to play around what meta's on cooldown for a bit, so Ramses really just wants to farm. When he has meta, he can actually join and turn up and try to get set up for some kills. Pasha getting some magic absorption, as we've seen. There's a problem, of course, from Zayat. Also, the Pugna can contribute a lot into the team fight, too. And they're hunting. This is the triangle.
Yep, they know
they need to get the invasion.
They get the successful scan. If they can just jump this camp blind, Ghostic, in fact, Ramses is going to walk into it. Stampede jump, they've got the burst, Ramses gone. Perfect invasion and quick kill and an escape. Successful for NoPangolier.
It's the perfect, like, you have to take that angle, and you most of the time will have to smoke to try to set up for those kills, though, because that triangle is very hard to actually gank.
They're looking for more as well. Ghostic won't get the Who Stomp onto Pasha, and there are TPs coming through. They've got a Supernova, though, down, ready to pop. As Pasha's got to keep the distance, but he can't. Curse Crown there from Zayat. The Shadow Realm hit comes in too, as they get the Core Ogre. Pasha falls. And the mid lane opened up now for the push to come in from NoPango, as they'll take this tier 1 tower away from VP in the middle lane.
And Zayat is on the hunt.
He is already hunting for more action. He's running low on the Spirit Vessel charges. He wants a refuel, and he'll certainly look to get it as Roger, controlled up by Zayat. Another kill with the involvement of the Willow as he sits 11, 2, and 7 at 19 minutes in.
Absolutely absurd gameplay coming in from Zayat. This is quite a display from the Willow.
It is, without a doubt, pretty much some of the best sort of early game Willow performance we've seen in a very long time from any team.
And now he's 12, so that kill threshold, like the Bedlam does so much more damage now from that jump up.
Like, it really feels like Ramses can't really turn up to the fight until he has a BKB now. He will die. Absolutely, with the Shadow Realm and the lead in, unless no one's there with the AoE control, it's so hard to keep him off. And look, no one. He's walked into the Sentry Ward. He's still very speedy, does go for the TP out, but Zayat, he's got the fear ready, so that sort of TP is not going to work. No one gets bursted down. The Sentry was there already and waiting from NoPangolier.
He wanted to go for, it looked like he wanted to go for the bounty rune there, right? It was 20-minute mark. He was walking up into a high ground. But yeah, they have the Sentry there. Zayat's always in the right place at the right time,
and with these sort of plays, and of course with the itemization of the Arc Warden and the fact that Naive hasn't really been punished, he's only going to get further and further ahead of both Ramses and no one. And sure, Ramses is a terrible lady, he can farm the jungle. He's not going to be able to keep up with the pace of a Midas Maelstrom Arc Warden.
And they're constantly on hunting here for Ramses. Ghostic.
Find him here, surely. The Stampede slow. Ooh, they don't quite get it.
The drum activating it, just able to keep that distance so he doesn't get collapsed on by the Stampede. Yeah, this Arc Warden, he is outpacing the Arc. He's outpacing this Tower Blade.
And we've seen what Naive can do with farm. Yep. He is a very solid core player. And he has had exactly the beginning that you'd hope for this game. He's got everything going for him that he needs to carry this game as the Arc Warden.
Full Mjolnir almost finished up now too. There's a Manta now for Ramses. So he's feeling a little bit safer, at least versus like to be able to remove the Cursed Crown and all that. And a lot of those Willow spells being so obnoxious. Level 13, Willow continuing to put on quite a show. They also have, I mean, level 12 on Phoenix too, so their team fight around this for NoPangolier is very, very strong.
We've already seen again how good this team is at sort of making sure that the egg goes off successfully with the use of the fear. I mean, even just Ghostic jumping into position and getting a clutch Who Stomp has allowed that egg to live numerous times.
A 5-on-5 fight, NoPangolier looks amazing in it right now, right? They've got Centaur, they've got the Phoenix, they've got the Willow who's having an excellent time. VP, they need to try to get someone to just pick someone off before the fight starts if they want to take a head-on engagement. Tower will be sieged up here by Sailor. As they are trying to set up into the back. They had that deep ward down. Solo.
Not Solo again. The 10th death as he hits double digits.
He gets the ward though before he dies at least. He got the gold. 3K gold lead now. 26 to 15
at just 22 minutes in. NoPangolier showing us exactly how they got to this point in the tournament with these sort of plays and performances.
Yeah, Ramses recognizes, just like what you were saying, right? He's got his manta, but the BKB is the most important thing. No one also almost has his Aghanim, so more plethora of spells, which could maybe turn the tides of those team fights, right? That's the beauty of the Invoker, is you've got your 9 spells that you can
I think, but even for no one, do you think after the Aghanims, he himself has to go for the BKB?
I do think so, especially if you're playing versus a Pugna too. It's not just the Willow. The Pugna ward can be quite a problem for Invoker. We'll see though. As they are staying pretty close around each other inside of NoPangolier. You look at VP and they are all split up all over the place trying to find farm. NoPangolier, they're running as like 4 heroes while Naive is the one just taking the majority of that space and farm. Naive is looking to turn up the fights pretty soon. He's going to get a BKB of his own on that Arc Warden, and then he's going to feel pretty safe walking into what VP's got, as long as he doesn't get jumped by that Tiny first, who has the blink. Naive. Whoa. He saw them for a second with that Spark Wraith.
Yeah, and he was just out of vision for them, so they couldn't make the blink attempt with Roger, and now look at this NoPangolier.
They're sandwiching them, they're getting them from the top.
Yeah, they're trying to strike back with their own smoke. They're going to spot out Pasha, jump forward from Ghostic. They've got the control on Thioga. Slayer diving in. He's going to commit with the egg. Can they keep that egg alive? Ghostic popping the Stampede. Ramsey's trying to focus it. The fear does come out, but it is not in time to save the egg. The egg does still fall. Roger being focused by Naive and the Tempest double as Roger will fall. Pasha as well. Tries to go for the stun. Will be kept alive by the Shallow Grave. They've lost 2 so far, NoPangolier. Ramsey's back up to full health as Pasha will live. For now, Ramsey's trying to chase both Sailor and Naive. Naive, he wants to fight back, but the Deafening Blast from Noah pushes Naive out of the safety of his magnetic field as no one strikes back. Triple kill on the Invoker. VP come out on top of the team fight, only losing the Tiny.
I think Ramsey's... I think he still had the attack in the air to kill the Supernova, but he Manta dodged the fear. That was sick. Did get the Manta dodge off, and the perfect situation, right? VP, Pasha's like... I am the beef, right? I am running in for you guys to start on me. Pasha doesn't even die during that. They threw out so much to try to get him, and on the backlines, VP has great positioning. They have their Invoker and their Terrorblade able to sit back there, finish up the egg, and then kill Zayats and get that cleanup afterwards. Clutch Sunder too. Ramsey's like Ghostic jumps in. It's a full reset for him. Solo.
He's got the Grave. Zayats. He's got the Spirit Vessel on him. So Solo. Nowhere to heal or keep himself. Like Ghostic's actually already jumped in on the backline, seeing if they can set up for more. They've got the Stampede. Leading in Pasha, going for the TP out, but the Who Stomp's there from Ghostic. They've got the burst with the Decrepify to bring down Pasha. Double kill for Zayats. As Vega do strike back quickly after losing a team fight where they get team wiped.
Both teams very keen about putting down Obs wards during the team fights. We saw that ward there actually down bottom, able to see the Ogre TPing out there at the end there.
Ooh, Roshan's up. They want to go for it whilst the Metamorphosis is down potentially. We'll see if they get away with it. For now, watch this quick replay as again.
The Tornado also coming in real clutch, but Pasha just
killing the egg.
So much.
You say that last touch coming into play. And back into the live action we are going to have to cut as they are attempting Roshan. VP are around. They're without the Ogre and without the Metamorphosis. Naive taking down Roche pretty quickly. Tornado comes through. A Fear is going to be the other sideline. Ghostic jumps forward with the burst. They get the kill on Ramsey. Straight away, they blow up the Terrorblade. They've got the surrounding onto No One. The Supernova down as well. No One's trying to run away, but the Curse Crown, Spirit Vessel are upon him. He'll get himself invis. Does have Solo by the sidelines, ready to heal him up, but Ghostic jumps in. Quick burst with the double edge. Nothing that Solo can do to save his Invoker, as Solo will fall too.
What a fast-paced move. They recognize there was so much use, right? That TV does not have the meta. They don't have BKB. They get the vision too, right? That ward that was placed gives all the information.
Ghostic. He's got eyes on Roger. Stampede is back up again, using it pretty much immediately to set up onto Roger. Zayats is going to come in to offer that extra bit of damage they need to get the kill. And Rogers, he's going to die. No way he can get out of this one as he's thrown up into the air. NoPangolier killing 4 members of VP, getting the Roshan and getting the Aegis into Naive's hands.
Beautiful execution. Just so fast-paced, and they have that vision. Getting that ward up on that high ground so they can see all of VP's heroes. They stop Roger's blink, and then they get the free jump onto the Terrorblade, who doesn't have that magic immunity there for that one.
And now Naive's got a full BKB as well as the Aegis ready for the next fight. He is a very, very difficult target for the lineup of VP to deal with.
Ramses does have BKB now, and Matt is available. They could look to try to make some type of plays here. Got to get their lanes pushed out, though. As we see, No One is dealing with top, mid also being dealt with. What a close game, though. Zayats 15, 3 and 11. 15.
Still continuing to have such a remarkable game after a fantastic beginning and just not letting it slip away from him at all. A quick scan from NoPangolier confirms the suspicions as they know VP had just left this area. They've got the high ground.
Roger.
Slayer diving in there looking for a bit of vision, but indeed Roger able to blink away. They've got the space now, NoPangolier, to put pressure onto this bottom tier 2 tower, and unlikely that VP are going to want to come out and defend this, so more map control being taken by NoPango.
Yeah, they've got all their ultis available too. Now they can slow siege with this Pugnus, with that Aether Lens. You get that distance, you can always blast from Ghostic. Tries to get a quick jump forward.
Do you get the Tornado onto Naive, Roger? He's going to look for the jump forward. They do have the opening. There's the Stampede trying to get Naive out. They've got the heal as well from the Samurai. Naive gets the BKB off. Now he's ready to turn. Starts to punch into Roger. The stun comes out. The Supernova from the sidelines. There's nobody hitting it on the side of VP, so this is going to be a successful Supernova. Ramses pops the BKB, but he has to keep himself off to the side. Now looks to reinitiate. Goes back in with a reflection. But they've lost Roger. Roger's dead. Metamorphosis and the BKB have been used by Ramses here, and they still have the Aegis kept safe on Naive.
Double heal coming into play, right? The Sunray plus the Pugna, they both just start shooting the life onto Naive when they get the toss back from VP. And
this is such a good time for them to go in again.
Had to use meta and BKB and the Sunder.
He's used it all. Ghostic jumps in. Does he get the Who Stomp? You get the multicast and DMP down and out onto Naive, but Naive's still alive for now. He's done a significant amount of damage to the tower here. The Aegis will be popped. He's going to be back with his second life. We'll see if they want to push on for more. What's the plan here from NoPango? Roger's going to be back in the game. As VP can look to form a defense once again with a full 5, but as we say, no BKB, no Metamorphosis for Ramses. Very crucial components that they absolutely need. It's Pasha being opened upon here. Quick blast and life drain. They attempt to harass back the Ogre a little bit. The Tempest double being sent forward. Looking to finish off the tier 3 tower. The Fire Blast comes through, but with the Tempest doubles BKB, they can finish that tier 3 tower. A fortification also having to be used by VP.
They lost to tier 3 though, so now those shrines can be available whenever NoPangolier wants to go for it. 6k gold lead. They're putting VP really on the back foot here with all these plays. With this team fight, with this egg, unable to really get interrupted. They keep getting like the quick jump forward. Ramses got stunned right before he even got the BKB off, and then he had to play pretty defensively. It's looking concerning for VP. As this Willow just staying up in that net worth, top 5. Now a Blink Dagger finished as well, probably pretty close to level 18 as well. That damage is no joke. Very close to 18.
It's mid lane Ghostic. Gets the jump. Who stomps in? Naive there for the sides, going to force out the BKB from No One. He turned with the cold snap onto Ghostic, but Ghostic being healed up by the Sunray. No One's got to be careful. There's the jump in from the side from Roger, but the Supernova's out. They'll be able to keep the Phoenix safe. Will they? Ramses with the BKB commits. They're able to take the hits down onto the egg. They do get Slayer with the BKBs committed, but again, this is BKBs being used by both Ramses and No One, only killing off the support Phoenix.
They have to, though. If they don't kill that egg, then the fight can actually get turned by NoPango. They have to use their BKBs in all of these situations, pretty much.
Now these charges are going to get lower and lower. And with the high magical damage that NoPango's outputting, that's only going to be good news for them.
Naive. Gives the gold to Ramses, but takes out quite a decent amount of life, as Solo will be, of course, the brethren to make sure that Ramses can stay topped off. Solo continue to do this D-warding. 12 deaths on this Dazzle.
The Echo Saber on Roger now. We did say Roger get that good jump to start things off. Cataclysm ready as well.
They don't have some crazy combo with the Cataclysm,
no,
though.
I mean, even they've got like sort of the single to the Avalanche and the Fire Blast can certainly lock someone down in time for the double Sunstrike to come through. They do get the jump onto Zayat.
That's a big kill. They're going to look to get aggressive.
See if No One can charge in and find anything else. There's already NoPangolier starting to back away. Without the Dark Willow, you don't want to risk trying to take a fight. Poor old Solo having to deal with the Tempest double here on the back lines. Will manage to grave himself. Can they kill Solo with the Tempest double? Oh, they can. Poor old Solo.
Feels bad for Solo.
Dying over and over again this game with his Dazzle.
Playing 5 position versus Arc Warden is probably one of the worst things. It's like playing 5 position versus PL in situations. You're food. You're fodder. As that MKB picked up now. So this is one of the problems, is the magnetic field makes it really hard for them in a lot of these fights. But now that MKB will help a bit.
Slayer.
The egg.
Is there any way they can keep this egg alive? There certainly isn't. No One again popping the BKB to make sure they can get the egg. They've got the Tornado onto Sailor. They'll be able to find Pugner as well. Double kill for No One. VP charging forward now. They know there's only 2 alive on the side of NoPango. Can they get a jump? They can't. But starting to hit back, get these kills, break away the lineup of NoPangolier one by one. So it's very hard for NoPango to find the chance to go for the full 5-man when they've constantly lost heroes.
And Roger having now Blink Echo Saber, he actually has quite decent kill threat onto, in particular, like this Pugner. Even Zayat, like Willow is, he's farmed because of how well he's done, but still pretty squishy, both him and that Pugner versus this tiny big combo. And the experience, you know, it's a 2K gold lead for NoPangolier. I haven't checked the experience, but I'm looking like it looks like VP's favored. They've been doing very well on their cores to keep their levels distributed. It's probably pretty close, though. Aghanim's queued up for Ghostic. Pretty much the, you know, I think there's just like super core build. It's like, do you need Crimson Guard? Do you need Pipe? Yes, yes. Okay, go for your Aghanims afterwards. I don't think he's not going for the Crimson Guard this game, though, because there is a lot of spell damage that was coming forward, so prioritizing that Pipe most of the times.
Keeping their eyes on Roche, but
that's
quite back up yet.
It's going to be the most important thing in the next several moments. Also, those bounty runes in the next 20 seconds. Could see a battle come out before that Roche. It looks like NoPangolier, they have security over the top 2 bounties, as VP has security over bottom 2. Even trading gold. Scary thing is, it is really just this Arc Warden that is the one farming, right? Like, he is very, very farmed, but VP, they are distributing their resources a bit nicer overall. This Invoker is very close up there with that Terrorblade. The Ogre is similar with their Centaur. They've got the Bloodlust too to enable these carries, as we talked about, and the panel was saying too. There's Bloodlust, there's Alacrity, there's Weave that can really turn the tides in a lot of these fights.
So at the moment, NoPango just taking over the jungle of VP, so they are in this position, sort of forcing themselves between VP and the pit.
It's going just straight damage. So Butterfly was finished, of course, on Knife, but then also going for a Daedalus next.
Making those nightmares a little bigger for Solo.
Yeah, I mean, it's a high amount of physical damage versus a Terrorblade who's going to be weaved, though, right? It's like a lot of reduction can actually come out from VP's side versus this straight physical damage. And he does have the Mjolnir too, though. That's the one thing. But
There's the combo. Stampede comes out, and now they'll be able to make the counterplay. Roger's not getting home tonight as he gets stunned by the jump from Ghostic. As that play will not pay off. Nice escape there.
Yeah, Aghanim Centaur coming into play right away once he picks it up, pretty much. Able to get that save.
Naive constantly shoving out these side lanes with his Tempest double, making it very hard for VP to sort of make a play over NoPangolier's half of the map. Now look back towards Roche, still not quite up. Slightly longer respawn.
It's about to spawn. They have good map control around that Roche pit too with their wards. They've double warded up above it.
And obviously with Naive's build as well, one thing that is very good at is going to be taking down Roche.
Yes.
The high physical. And a very, very good speed. As they're into the pit. 15 seconds without Roger.
Because it's so fast.
They're going to Sunstrike, but even with the info that's going on, they cannot head over to this pit anywhere near in time. So Aegis and Cheese here taken by NoPangolier with no problems whatsoever. As they hold a 4K lead, 36 to 24. Skadi is now complete on Ramses. Also a Lotus Orb ready and done by Pasha to help protect his fellow teammates.
Lincoln's on no one too. They picked up quite a several items in these last few moments, but because of that, they did lose that Roche. So they're all going to stick together for the time being. Their lanes are in a good position on VP. Do they have a gem picked up yet? Not quite yet. Solo's just still making sure to buy just tons of sentry wards. They have lost some of the map control though currently. As you see, he's now trying to walk with his team, make sure that he can take out some of those wards and get their own vision on the map. Hex now finished up for Sailor.
Okay. So I mean, he's nice. Climbing his way back into the game. He had a very slow start.
That could be pretty big. That disable we've seen what control can do, especially like in that last game, right? Just overbearing amounts of control can really win you team fights. As the Phil Daedalus is picked up too, so high damage.
Here we go with the smoke.
They've got some, they've got like really cool item timings now coming out here. They got Aegis Cheese, they got level 18 Phoenix, couple items picked up too. Shivas. So they're feeling pretty confident in their big team fight, as we've mentioned several times. With VP, they're smoking of their own. Trying to get some situation where they can start the fight at a numbers advantage or get a really good wraparound. Solo's getting some vision down too with the smoke, as he draws a line to pressure down bottom for his team to surround.
Yeah, Roger and Solo leading in on the front lines, but NoPangolier very hunched together around this middle lane. The full 5 of them starting to show as they push in onto the tier 2, feeling confident with his 3 minutes left of Aegis time that Naive does have to work with.
Solo's telling Ramses to hit the base, it seems.
Ooh, they're starting to jump in with the Stampede. They are able to find the immediate initiation with the Supernova down as well. The egg is going to be successful by the looks of it. It's VP, they can't find the resources to hit into it in time. The egg is successful. Ramses does get the Sunder off though. Back onto full health. Takes Naive down the ones. Now Ghostic being focused by this BKB Metamorphosized Terrorblade. The Cataclysm coming through as well. Naive trying to do his best to dodge it. They've lost Sailor. Naive with the BKB trying to retreat, but Roger's there with the chase down. Naive, he needs help, and he needs it now. Zayats is there on the sidelines, but the damage coming through is too much as Naive will be brought down. Ramses nearly dying to the Tempest double.
So close.
The Grave comes into play, and there is nothing else around to kill off Ramses, so VP able to take the fight, despite NoPango being the ones to make the jump, and NoPangolier to be the ones having the Aegis, as Virtus.pro come out on top. They're now in position to push down on the bottom lane. They've got a little bit of time left with the Metamorphosis. 60 seconds without Naive's Arc Ward, and he has got buyback.
Sunder is available still. They've got all the buffs in the world coming out. We see the Lincolns, Lotus Orbs, Pipes, Weave, everything being thrown on Ramses. No matter though.
Oh, and the Fire Blast and the jump in. Zayats is gone. He's dead for 70 seconds without buyback on the Dark Willow. Quite an important part that they did need to sort of send VP away from this bottom lane of racks, and they will not be able to do it without a full lineup as bottom lane VP take the melee racks. Man, they just take the range racks as well.
They can't kill Ramses before he's able to get that like BKB or Sunder off, just because also Solo lived in this fight, gets a nice Grave off. Ramses gets a nice easy position to get that full Sunder swap back onto Naive, and then Naive is isolated. They'd already used their egg, they'd already used everything possible from NoPango. As VP finally claim themselves bit of an advantage here in this game. It's feeling very nice for them. They've got these 3 cores that are farming very heavily, and it's just mostly this Arc Warden having the majority.
Sailor's being hunted. No one's got eyes on him. Sailor, he's got the Stampede being thrown out to him from Ghostic. He will juke the Tornado, but there's no way he gets out of this one as Ramses picks up another kill. More money for this very fat Terrorblade, 5.8k gold.
He might buy a butterfly of his own right here. He's already got, he's already used all his drum charges. He's got the 6,000 for it anyway. And with this, I mean, the Scotty too, the pickup that he picked up earlier is so nice versus those BKBs. We see it so often. You're trying to disengage and you just can't versus this Terrorblade. They're feeling plenty good now. Having all this, man, these buffs, just so crazy seeing how fast Terrorblade attacks.
Yeah, one sort of bad team fight will certainly result in another set of racks going down for NoPangolier.
Got meta. Got everything at the ready.
He's just trying his best with the Tempest double to hold them off. Dive in from Slayer. So they will push VP back long enough to get the Pugna back into the game before having to be forced to fight.
Yeah, it still is always a bit tough to push into Arc Warden, as MKB does not work on buildings. So once he puts that bubble down, Terrorblade Metamorphosis, he can't really always just reliably hit that tower. And they wanted to just take advantage of while that Pugna was down, as you were saying. Now they can back up.
Ramses going for the Satanic, so he's just even more unkillable.
Okay.
That extra sort of life that he'll then have, the obvious reliance on the Sunder, and then the reliance on that increased boosted lifesteal. So they really need to try and find that Hex.
He's so
tanky. As we saw with the Lotus Orbs and the Lincolns in play, it's so hard to get that lockdown onto him.
Yeah, he is going to be just so incredibly tanky now with all that. The buff's all thrown on him, so he's not going to be so possible to die because of all the physical damage.
Yep.
And then now he's like 3,000 something health because of the Satanic and the Scotty.
Massive.
Oh boy.
I mean, do you feel still in NoPango's best interest to try and take the fights head on, or are we going to get to the point where we will expect to see the Arc Warden starting to really try and threaten the rat push?
I think they're at that point for sure.
Yeah.
It seems just way too difficult versus just all these buffs, man.
Yeah.
Just the bloodlust on every one of these cores. I mean, Roger's pretty much a core now on this Tiny too. He's got Blink, Echo Saber, and a crit. With a bloodlust thrown on top, he is hitting ridiculously hard. And this is the game where Pasha has definitely taken that bloodlust talent, right? He did not take the strength talent in this game.
Because
he does not.
This Terrorblade in the game.
Yeah, definitely this game.
You take it every time with the TB.
Yep.
Like we've seen, just if you buff up the Terrorblade for all your actives, all your spells upon him, Ramses will win you the fight.
Yeah, just so hard to get on top of him, really. Their best luck is like the Centaur trying to get. They have to kill him in like one combo, and even then it's impossible if they don't have Solo taken out. He can just turn, get the Sunder off, and even now he's got Satanic, and he's just so durable. The fights seem really, really hard. Walking into a Terrorblade when he's got these items, it's
like
so scary.
They literally cannot kill him unless there's a big mess up. They have to sort of use a smoke to get the perfect jump in from an angle where you're right. You can blow up Solo, disable no one, and then suddenly you have sort of opened up the chance. But by the time you've done that, BKB's going to probably be popped by Ramses. He's going to stand there in the middle of the fight with the Metamorphosis. It's really so hard to fight up against this late game Terrorblade that's in such a huge position with the way that Ramses has been able to farm this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to be so much up to just this like simultaneous jump. If they can get the multiple disables on this, like disable the Solo somehow with like a Hex or whatever, disable the Terrorblade, hope that you can actually bring him down during it.
They sort of have to get in, maybe get like Solo, and if they're lucky, another kill, and then get out. Yeah. Wait for the BKB Metamorphosis to run its course, then go back in whilst Ramses doesn't have the support backup and doesn't have the BKB. They'll find Pasha at the side. Pasha will be graved. Roar the Fear as well, actually sending back the Terrorblade, sort of splitting up VP here. As the Supernova will be successful, Sailor being focused, gets tossed to the side, does manage to decrepify himself, so the final right click won't come in, but the tree toss will kill him. As they've lost the Pugna, they've lost the Phoenix, they're having to back away now. NoPangoliers without the full fight, man, they certainly cannot fight this at all. Ghostic being controlled outside the base. The damage from Ramses just absolutely ridiculous on this buffed up Terrorblade. As he rips that Centaur to pieces, there is no buyback available on Ghostic as he's dead for 100 seconds. Ramses still with a good 50% of the duration left on the Metamorphosis. He's ready to push it onto the high ground. The Conjuring Illusion's not quite finishing the tower off. The Magnetic Field is down. As Naive is trying his best to slow this, but as a 4 versus 5, this defense is so hard for NoPangolier. They need something crazy. They do get their Hex. Solo with a preemptive Grave, just in case any further jump comes through, will be there. And they will back off for now, giving them a little bit of space, not pressuring the middle racks, despite the fact that they have 5 and NoPangolier only have 4. But VP, they just want to play it safe. They don't want to push when they don't have meta, or at least, you know, the BKB ready on Ramses.
Bounty runes,
once again.
Bounty runes are up too. Might as well go claim those, get that big gold chunk that you can get from them at this point in the game.
There's no reason to go crazy. They know that even as this game goes on, sure, Naive, as we're seeing, he can hit pretty damn hard, but it's just not comparable to the team fight presence that a Terrorblade has at this stage of the game.
It's been just really Naive for a long time. I mean, the Willow has had an amazing performance in this game, but the Arc Warden is really the only one now who's taking the farm on the map. While VP, they're distributing. We said it multiple times. Roger's getting big. Pasha's already pretty much hit critical mass with these type of items. Once he gets Aghanims, sure, a lot more damage and a lot more control coming in, but his job is really just worry about these buffs. Throw the Solar Crest, throw the Lotus Orb, throw your every single possible thing here onto Ramses so he can just do what a Terrorblade does. And he is standing right in front of a double damage.
Is he going to buy a bottle? Buys a bottle, yeah. Goes to the secret shop, buys a bottle, buys a Moonshard too. Why not? You know, treat yourself. And he'll hold that double damage, so there'll be another buff ready for the next push. And
20
quite
seconds.
frankly, I think they may be out of it, NoPango. There's a double damage Terrorblade. If they can somehow break VP at this point, it is going to be quite the miracle.
Solo is spotted.
This is the way we talked about starting it, finding the Dazzle to kick things off. And they do. X is going to be popped for this as well, and Solo will buy back straight away. Pasha does fall also, so again, an instant buyback as they know that they have to sort of fight around this Roche pit. But that's certainly the way to kick things off there from NoPango. Getting themselves the 2 kills. But what else more can they do with it?
Step 1. Now they have to find him again. Well, he doesn't have that buyback.
Yes.
So incredibly scary. Meta is back up. They still have the DD inside of Ramses' bottle. He's ready.
Rosham just about to respawn.
They keep, just send like Forge Spirits or send any type of illusion in there to scout it. It is up now. They are claiming that high ground. The scan comes out. They do know.
They know that VP's heading in like this.
They're going to go for a fight first. They're going to do the wraparound play first here before trying to commit forward for that Roche.
The Ghost Stick's on the front. They jump. They've got the Disable. Cataclysm coming down as well. Ghost Stick, can he get the Stampede off in time? He's going to be forced to the side, gets the Stampede off. Dive forward from Slayer. Looking to get himself in position for a Supernova. He's not using it yet. He doesn't actually have it back up. He's got no egg. It's still on cooldown. So the Phoenix is taken down. Ghost Stick pummeled to pieces by Ramses as they'll lose both the Centaur and Slayer. Slayer does not have buyback. Ghost Stick does as he gets himself back in. You know, Discus Shadow round will keep Zayat safe.
He's hitting for almost 800 right now when he gets Alacrity.
Oh boy, these racks in a whole lot of trouble. The first magnetic field will be down, but as you can see, as soon as it's gone, a few hits from Ramses will claim the middle racks. VP will move with their Terrorblade up towards the top lane, instantly taking down another set of barracks. Magnetic field, it's there for a little bit of time. No one's coming in with the AOD deafening blast. Ramses is able to find Zayats. The racks are going down. Zayats will buy back. But VP just on the verge of getting the Mega Creeps, getting a kill onto Sailor as well. As they just can't hold this NoPangolier. It's too much. The full set of racks taken. Mega Creeps are up now for VP. No one trying to retreat will get out as well, as they can't even get a kill off the back of this NoPangolier. It's all too much. The power of the Terrorblade and the way that VP have perfectly drafted around it. All these buffs that they can throw down, keeping him pretty much invincible in all of these situations.
Zayats trying to commit forward for Roger, but yeah, VP, they're just parked outside. They've got their Megas. The Mega Creep wave is coming in now. They're staying here. is terrible. Just an absolute unit.
I think they might have to take the TB out of the next draft. It really is one of those heroes I think we saw at the start of the day. The win rate here, he's one of the 5 most picked heroes, and he had at least like a 62% win rate. This hero just wins games consistently and is so hard to deal with. Sure, you may deal with him in one aspect of the game, like the laning stage, but then this sort of period happens, and he is one of the scariest sort of end-game raid bosses you can get in Dota 2.
And when you throw everything else on top, it's just like Bloodlust, Weave, Solar Crest, every possible little thing.
No one there,
no
instantly
one?
just popping the refresher shard to set himself up with the combo and the BKB.
His teammates are pinging him. You always want to save that to build the combo, but yeah, he was feeling a little at risk.
Oh, NoPangolier, they're going to have one more shot at this.
Bloodlusting those catapults. We see Pasha doing that constantly here now, keeping his teammates all bloodlusted too.
And Zayat's outside of the base at the moment. Cheese on Pasha. Naive can do a pretty good job himself of pushing back the Mega Creeps. The rest of his team, though, won't quite be as fortunate. They do get the Hex out. Jump forward with the Supernova. Roger tries to hit towards it. They don't have the damage to take down no one the once. Roger will get affected by the Supernova stun as Roger healed up by Solo. Solo gets the Grave off. You've got Zayats on top of Solo. Ramses, he's on the high ground with the BKB, hitting into Naive, forcing the Arc Warden to back off as no one comes back in. Ghosted gets taken down. The quick Decrepify will keep Sailor safe. As VP, they've broken one of the members. They've broken another as Slayer's dead. Double kill for Ramses. Cataclysm keeping the force back inside of the base. Naive trying his best with the Tempest double to hold, but GG is called as VP will take the second game in the row. 2-0 now in this series against NoPangolier. But again, this game too, NoPangolier certainly giving it their all, managing to draw it out to 51 minutes and 59 seconds, but they are still unable to sort of cinch that victory. The question is, can they quite do it? Can they stop VP getting away with a 3-0? They've come so close to doing it both times. They've tried different things in both games.
Zayat's played like an absolute... I mean, that was the best Willow performance I've ever seen in the first 15, 20 minutes of a game. He was absolutely absurd. They just were... They fell off really badly in the start, though. Even though he had an amazing time, their Pugna was just like on recovery mode the whole entire game, and Ramsey just caught up fantastically, and then he just had everything in the world to buff him up. Lincoln slowed it, like everything just getting thrown on him.
I mean, going into the game 3, what do you do against this VP team? Do you ban the Terrorblade? Do you pick it yourself in the first 2? It's...
there's gonna...
it's actually because you know that VP's going to have other tricks up their sleeve. You ban the Terrorblade, VP can pretty much pull out anything to give it a shot with.
It's incredibly difficult. NoPango, though, they've shown some incredible displays here. They've been taking it to VP, and it's really coming down to just some small little things adding up. And this, yeah, that's pretty much why they end up losing these.
Well, there's going to be, as I said, another chance, one last lifeline here for NoPangolier to see if they can switch this series around, turn it on its head. But as it stands, VP taking the lead in this best of 5, 2-0, one game away from taking the championship title here at the Maincast Autumn Brawl. As we'll head you back to the panel. Don't go anywhere.